The psychology behind why Adin Ross attached himself to Andrew Tate in 2022 goes deeper than clout. Behavioral psychology experts say there's an almost textbook reason he flew to Romania, and it started way before Kick. This is the story of how a 21-year-old streamer with 7 million Twitch subscribers ended up shaving his head, sniffing a chair in Dubai, and telling a podcast he texts a man accused of human trafficking every day just to figure out how to get out of bed. It's about the manosphere business model that turned Adin into a customer of Hustlers University, the subscription service that researchers Craig Haslop and Jessica Ringrose documented as part of mainstreaming the manosphere's misogyny. Setup: no speculation, no invented quotes, just the documented record from Rolling Stone, the Full Send podcast, academic research, and the words of the two men themselves. Because once you line up the timeline, the psychology behind it stops being mysterious. It starts looking like a pattern researchers have been warning us about for years. Let's get into it. Who Adin was before Tate. To understand why Adin attached to Tate, you first have to understand who Adin was before they ever spoke. Adin David Ross was born October 11, 2000, in Boca Raton, Florida. His family moved from Boca Raton to New York City briefly, and then to Three Rivers, California. He went to Woodlake Union High School, and according to Rolling Stone, he reportedly skipped April 2021 and February 2023. Adin was banned from Twitch 8 times. The final permanent ban came on February 25, 2023, for hateful conduct after he displayed his unmoderated Kick chat, full of racist and anti-Semitic comments. Leave on Twitch. So picture who Andrew Tate met in mid-2022. A 21-year-old with massive money, a documented trauma history, a tendency to suppress emotion, and a career built on being chaotic. Rolling Stone described him as someone who, quote, grew up on Twitch with few consequences placed in his path and more money than he knew what to do with. That's the soil. Now let's talk about the seed, how they met. The first contact happened in mid-2022 over a Discord call. Tate was on the line with Adin, Trainwreck, and Los Palos TV. Then, on July 14, 2022, Tate appeared on Adin's Twitch stream for the first time. XQC joined the call. So did Your Rage. The conversation turned into a now famous debate where XQC challenged Tate's statements about women. It's been mocked endlessly online, but strip away the joke, And what you're looking at is a young man performing devotion to someone he sees as untouchable. Then on December 29, 2022, Andrew Tate, his brother Tristan, and two women were arrested in Bucharest on suspicion of human trafficking and rape. And here's where the psychology gets impossible to ignore. The reaction that revealed everything. Most people, when their new mentor is arrested for sex trafficking, take a step back. Adin Ross did the opposite. He shaved his head on stream in what he described as solidarity. He tweeted at President Biden asking him to intervene. On a February 2023 Twitch clip, he said about the alleged victim, quote, "If that news is true, if a girl really framed him, the girl deserves to go to Romanian prison for life. Send that bitch to fucking jail." But listen to this. In January 2023, Adin went on the Full Send podcast, and what he said next goes way beyond a fan defending his hero. I'm reading this verbatim. "I talked to him a lot when there were no cameras on. We text and stuff, we'd call. Like I in a phone call recorded and reported by Rolling Stone, that shaving his head was, quote, "about disciplining myself." He added, "It's a privilege to have hair, bro, but I'm not the best version of myself, so I don't deserve to have privileges." Pause on that sentence. He didn't deserve hair because he wasn't good enough yet. According to whose standard? Andrew Tate's. Hassan's response, also reported by Rolling Stone, was direct. "You need better positive male role models in your life, Adin." He also said, "You better not fucking shave your head. Bro, are you in a cult? What is this? Like he's making you shave your head?" XQC said publicly. They studied boys aged 13 and 14 in London. Their conclusion, which I'm quoting, Tate, quote, plays on boys' fears about their economic futures and place in the structures of hegemonic masculinity while stylizing himself as a maverick, but authentic raw talk and has done content with him. So the literal fatherlessness research, like the Prison Reform Trust data showing 76% of young offenders grew up with an absent father, or Unheard's reporting that the UK has 2.5 million children living without a father figure. That's the broader cultural backdrop. It doesn't necessarily apply to Adin's specific home life, but here's what does apply. The dynamic Tate created with Adin replicated a kind of patriarchal authority that Adin clearly wanted. Whether or not his actual father was present, Tate offered something different. A man who would tell him exactly who to be, what to wear, how to drink water, when to shave his head, how hard to work out, what kind of woman to find. A man who would name his failings in detail to his face and frame self-improvement as a moral duty. For a 21-year-old who, by his own description, goes numb when things get hard and struggles to get out of bed, that's not annoying. That's seductive. If you're getting something out of this so far, drop a like. It actually helps the channel a lot. Now back to the psychology part 2. There's another piece of the research that fits Adin's situation maybe even better than the manosphere angle: the science of parasocial relationships. The concept goes back to 1956, when Donald Horton and Richard Wohl coined the phrase to describe one-sided emotional bonds that audiences form with media figures. But the modern research has updated it. A 2020 study by DeWitt and colleagues, focused on live streaming, found that streaming creates what they called one-and-a-half-sided parasocial relationships. The key feature: potential for reciprocal communication, strong community affiliation, wishful identification, and high emotional engagement. In their research, 100% of live streaming viewers reported some interaction with the streamer. 74% reported, quote, a lot or constant interaction. Now here's the part that matters for Adin. A 2008 study by Derrick and colleagues found that individuals with low self-esteem who fear rejection are more likely to be attracted to figures who represent their ideal self. Adin Ross has publicly admitted on the Full Send podcast that he has slumps where he can't get out of bed. He's described feeling not good mentally. On Bradley Martin's Raw Talk, he discussed having low testosterone. Across multiple appearances, he's talked about anxiety, online harassment getting to him, and struggles he doesn't fully understand. So you have a young man with documented emotional vulnerability, and you have Andrew Tate, an idealized version of masculinity, wealth, dominance, and certainty, making himself available on stream and off to that exact young man. That is the textbook setup for a parasocial bond becoming something deeper. Except in Adin's case, it wasn't even fully parasocial. They actually texted. They actually called. Tate actually flew him to Dubai. He was actually on the visitor list. The bond crossed from one-sided to real, and once it crossed, the influence was no longer mediated by a screen. It was direct. The journalism site The Gamer made this argument in a piece titled, "Adin Ross is not the problem." And I'm quoting their analysis. Tate radicalizes people. He transforms reasonable but disillusioned young boys into people like him. This is what he has done with Adin Ross. They went on. Ross is 22, so he's an adult, but he's young, and regardless of your views on Ross, most would concede he's emotionally immature. And here's the most psychologically precise quote anyone has given on this whole subject. It came from Adin's own sister, Naomi Ross, in her interview with Rolling Stone. She said, "When you are talking to somebody who's very confident and gives you really good advice about, being the best version of yourself, that energy is very intoxicating. So I think that's what made the relationship grow." Intoxicating. That's the word she used. Not inspiring, not motivating. Intoxicating. That's the language of dependence. What Adin actually changed. Here's how you know the bond was real. Watch what Adin actually did. Before Tate, Adin streamed NBA 2K and Grand Theft Auto. After Tate, Adin started talking about discipline, about working out, about celibacy, about abstaining from masturbation. He shaved his head. He started calling for Twitch to ban hot tub streams as, quote, soft porn. He pivoted his entire content brand around self-improvement language that mirrored Tate's almost word for word. This is documented across reporting from Yahoo, Rolling Stone, and Dexerto. But it gets darker. He also started platforming people Tate would platform. The far-right commentator Nick Fuentes appeared on Adin's Kick channel multiple times, including a March 2023 call where Fuentes claimed Jews were, quote, doing the work of Satan. Adin is Jewish. His sister Naomi told Rolling Stone the swastikas appearing in his chat scared her. Quote, "Yeah, that scared me, and I don't like that at all." He hosted an anonymous neo-Nazi guest wearing a swastika mask in front of a Black Sun Nazi flag, according to Rolling Stone. During a Super Bowl 57 piracy stream in February 2023 that drew up to 100,000 viewers, his chat was full of swastikas and the message, "Jews cause 911, never forget." A Jewish 22-year-old hosting Nazi imagery in chat rooms named after his own community. You don't end up there by accident. You end up there because someone has rewired what you think you're supposed to be. The moment Adin almost got Tate locked up again. In March 2024, Adin did something that shows just how deep this went. On a Kick stream, he read direct messages Tate had sent him on air. He told his viewers, and this is reconstructed from Rolling Stone's reporting. Andrew had hit me up. He said, "Hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big. It's basically now or never." McHugh Law, the firm representing 4 UK women accusing Tate of sexual assault and rape, picked up that clip. They confirmed to Rolling Stone, quote, "We were informed by one of our contacts that an associate of Tate, Adin Ross, had discussed Tate's intention to flee during a video on the gaming and live streaming platform Kick. UK authorities then issued an arrest warrant. Romania re-arrested Andrew and Tristan Tate that same week to prevent them from fleeing the country. Adin had accidentally helped get his mentor arrested. And listen to what happened next. Adin apologized to Tate on a live stream, saying he, quote, really effed up. That's confirmed by Wikipedia citing the original stream. A 23-year-old read a private text from his mentor on a public stream because the content opportunity was too good. Then his mentor got arrested for trying to flee a human trafficking investigation. Then he apologized to the mentor for messing up. He didn't apologize to the alleged victims. He apologized to Tate. That sequence tells you everything about whose approval matters in that relationship. The reunion in Florida. On February 27, 2025, after a Romanian travel ban was lifted, Andrew and Tristan Tate flew on a private jet to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. CNN, Variety, and CBS all reported that the Trump administration particularly envoy Richard Grenell at the Munich Security Conference, had pressured Romania for the release. Adin Ross lives in Davie, Florida. He bought a 10-acre estate there in June 2025 for $25.5 million, which is the most expensive sale ever recorded in that area, according to The Real Deal. His mentor moved into the same state. On the March 5, 2025 episode of Full Send Podcast, host Kyle Forgard asked Tate if he'd seen Adin yet. Tate said, quote, "I know, I need to go see him. He messaged me, I need to go see him. I don't know what Adin's day-to-day life is like." Then Tate said, quote, "There you go, perfect content. I want to see Adin Ross's gym transformation." Then he mocked Adin on the same podcast, saying he probably crawls out of bed, drinks soy latte garbage, and smokes weed all night. Same dynamic from 2022. Tate publicly belittling, Adin still chasing the approval. On March 15th, 2025, Andrew Tate served as the ringside commentator at Adin's Brand Risk 5 boxing event at Factory Town, Miami. According to Middle Easy, Tate was paid $1 million to commentate. The dependency had become a business. What Tate himself has said. Sit with this for a second. Andrew Tate, on his own podcast, The Emergency Meeting, has said in his own words, "I feel like I have a responsibility to try my best to bring out where everything sits as of 2026. Andrew Tate is in Florida. He faces 21 criminal charges in the United Kingdom. Rape, ABH, human trafficking, controlling prostitution for gain. Announced by the UK Crown Prosecution Service in May 2025. Andrew faces 10 charges across 3 alleged victims. Tristan faces 11 charges across 1 alleged victim. A UK civil trial brought by 4. Women Against Tate is scheduled to begin June 22, 2026. The Romanian case is still active. Florida's Attorney General James Uthmeier announced a criminal investigation in March 2025. Tate denies all charges. Adin Ross was unbanned from Twitch on March 29, 2025. He primarily streams on Kick, where he passed 2 million followers in 2025. He reportedly signed a $50 to $100 million rain bet deal in September 2025. On December 17, 2025, on his Kick stream, Los Angeles Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua performed a hand-rubbing gesture as a touchdown celebration that California Representative Eric Swalwell called anti-Semitic. Nacua apologized. Adin did not. On January 15, 2026, Adin's older sister, Madeline Ross, died in Broward County, Florida at age 36. The cause of death is, as of reporting, still pending. Adin and his parents, Mark Ross and Jane Frankel, have filed a lawsuit against the Broward County Medical Examiner's Office to block the release of records related to her death. And Adin and Tate are still in business together. Close. So why does Adin Ross really follow Andrew Tate? The clout answer was always too easy. Adin had clout. He had 7 million Twitch subscribers before Tate ever appeared on his stream. He didn't need Tate's audience. What he needed, based on his own words on the Full Send podcast, based on his sister Naomi's quote in Rolling Stone, based on the patterns researchers like Michael Kimmel, Craig Haslop, and Jessica Ringrose have spent years documenting, was a structure. A man who would tell him exactly who to be. A man who would frame his failings as moral. A man whose approval was hard to get, which made it feel like it meant something when you got it. A man whose punishment of you was framed as love. That's not unique to Adin. But it did, and it still is. If you made it this far, hit subscribe. There's a lot more coming on this channel. Thanks for watching.